We're joined with Chris Duncombe. So anyone's watching now or they're going to be listening on air from the Washboard Union. There we go. We have a nice little introduction there.
Well done.
So how's everything going in your neck of the woods?
It's really great, man. It's a winter wonderland up here. It's beautiful right now in BC. So
Hmm.
we're gearing up for Christmas. It's a great time.
Yeah, I was going to ask because it's kind of crazy. We say it, everyone says it every year. It's like, oh my God, can you believe Christmas is a week away now? It's like, yep. So where are you at? Are you ready for Christmas? Are you like me where you wait until the last minute to go shopping, and then you get mad that the malls are crowded, and then you do the same thing the next year?
Yeah, I'm not good with the whole mall thing. So
No,
I'm an online shopper. We were
fair.
away for almost a month and a half on tour, so it's really great to be home. I live up in the mountains of BC in the Okanagan Valley,
Mm.
up in Okanagan. So being out here, being out in the woods at Christmas is everything to me. So I'm really excited to have some nice, relaxing time at home for a while.
Nice. Yeah, because the tour wrapped up at the end of November, was it?
Yeah, and then a few things just to go after that, and then we had our Christmas special. So there's been no shortage of stuff to do as we
Yeah.
end up writing. So it's been great, but it's nice to be home and in one place for a while.
And that's why we've got Chris here from the Washboard Union. He just mentioned it. Washboard Union has put together their Christmas special, which you're going to be able to hear Christmas Eve from noon until 4, and then Christmas Day from 8 a.m. till noon. So I guess my first question is for you, Chris. How long have you guys been doing the Christmas programming?
Yeah, this is the fifth one. It's hard to believe, but
Nice.
we started this 5 years ago, and it was really a way to connect with a bunch of our friends at Christmas. When you're on the road and at festivals and things like that, you kind of pass like ships in the night. You don't get to spend a lot of time together.
Hmm.
Um, and we started talking to friends of ours in country music who we got a chance to just sort of sit down with and talk to them about what Christmas was like at their place, and what it was like for them growing up around Christmas. And so that's kind of where the show evolved from. Now I think the count is somewhere around 50 radio stations carry the show.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah, and this year, because Shane had sent me the cue sheet of like all the different artists that are going to be on there. So I'm not going to go through them all because there are a lot, but you're going to be able to hear Mackenzie Porter, Tyler, Joe Miller, the Rec Laws, just to name a few. Now, I don't know if it's true. Maybe I should have asked you before we started, but confirm this maybe. Is it true that you gathered everyone together to record this during the CCMAs in Edmonton? Is that true?
We did a bunch of them there.
Okay.
Absolutely. Just because everybody's in one place when we can at the CCMAs, our team kind of puts together a place that artists can drop by for their interviews and do them, because sometimes it's
Huh.
really tough to get people in the same room.
Right.
So more than anything, man, it's just a great chance. Yeah, Mackenzie and Stephen Lee Olson and Dasha and these are old friends that we just sort of brought all together. And it makes for a really entertaining show around Christmas. And
Mhm.
it's funny as hell when you hear the stories of all of these artists that we all know and love growing up, and what Christmas was like for them, and what was that one thing they wanted when they were a little kid, or what is it that their family does that's different than everyone else. It's a lot of fun to put together, and we're just so excited that so many of our friends are on the show this year.
And uh, how did you, was everyone that's on the show this year, was it all recorded like together, or was there anyone who recorded their own segment from like their own home studio?
Oh yeah, tons of that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously can't get everybody together. So
Right.
yeah, it was wherever anyone happened to be on the road. I mean, we're in touch with each other a lot. Some
Mhm.
artists, certainly us and a bunch of artists. So I mean, we're texting back and forth on any given day anyways. You know, Tebe and Stephen Lee and all those guys, Owen. So it was great to just be able to pull everybody from wherever they were in the world into the show this year.
Was it just out of curiosity, was it because to me it sounds like, oh my God, what a scheduling nightmare. I know you guys were all like in the same place, but how did you go about like coordinating? I know you said management had like a space that people could go and start recording their stuff, but how in the world did you coordinate all that? Were you bribing people with like candy and sugar
Oh,
plums, bribes of gifts, money?
maybe we should have. No, we had a house set up at CCMAs. We carry our own basically full recording rig so that we can do sort of our portable radio show recording wherever we are. So we had that all set up with a whole bunch of mics, and we had a house set up at CCMAs that a bunch of artists dropped by to. And then over the years, we've collected a whole bunch of interviews from people from being at CCMAs, from being out on the road, backstage. Sometimes it's in a dressing room, and it's weird to talk about Christmas in July. But if you happen to be with one of your artist friends, you'd be like, "Do you want to take a few minutes right now? I know we got to fast forward to Christmas, but join us for the show." I think almost everybody in Canadian country music has been on the show at one time. And it's great to be able to have them there and get to know them differently than you would in a regular interview where they're talking about a new single or a new video or a new record. You really kind of get to unplug, and it's fun when bands get to hang out with each other. So
And you mentioned, the artists featured are sharing stories from their childhood, their Christmas memories, maybe like a shocking gift that they picked up. Do you, I don't know if you'll be able to recall from the top of your head, but was there one specific artist that had like the most shocking story that you can think of?
I think you're gonna have to wait for the show to hear all of that. They're not shocking by any means, but really like touching.
Okay.
It's interesting. We all, including the three of us, because we're hosting the show, yeah, tell these stories. I remember for myself, I had this tiny little Mickey Mouse Mouseketeer guitar
Oh,
uh, when I was about 3. It was the very first instrument I ever owned, and I would walk around singing, pretending I was Bad Bart and sort of singing home on the range to anyone who'd listen. My wife, years and years and years later, found that exact little guitar line
oh, that's so sweet.
and bought it because she found it
Mhm.
on an old photo. I think it was a radio station that asked us to submit pictures of when we were kids,
Okay.
and that photo. So from that, she found this little guitar, and it hangs in our studio up here. But you get those kind of cool stories. There's great stories. David from Washboard Union was head of SantaCon in Vancouver. And there's
Hmm.
an incredible story about him dressed as Santa Claus because David kind of looks the part, um, walking down the street, and all these kids going to a punk rock show saw David from probably 2 blocks away and just turned into 7-year-olds. All these
Right.
hardcore kids just turned into 7-year-olds, came up and hugging David. He couldn't get down a block. So there's a bunch of really fun stories on the show that you'll get to hear from not just us, but all our artist friends.
Just out of curiosity, is there any chance you would ever use that Mickey Mouse guitar on a recording, even if it's just like for like half a second, just as like a little Easter egg for yourself?
I feel like I should, man.
That'd be
It sounds
fun.
absolutely terrible, but yeah, I should absolutely do that. That's a really great idea.
Yeah, make a song about picking up your first instrument and learning on my Mickey and just put little couple chords and then leave it be. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, there's a really cool story of it's actually happened to probably more than one of the girls who've been on the show, but I know Tennille
Mm.
Towns. It was all about coming down the stairs one Christmas morning and praying and hoping that she had a Shania CD waiting for her underneath the tree, and it was certainly there. And you know how much of an impact Shania's had on her life,
On
and
everyone in country. Let's be honest.
absolutely, yeah. So yeah, there's a ton of really cool stories.
And oh, I don't know what that sound was. But the only way people are going to hear these stories if they listen to the Washboard Union Christmas special. Again, that is going to be airing on Christmas Eve from noon till 4 and Christmas Day from 8 a.m. till noon. Now, before I let you go, can I just give you some rapid fire Christmas questions?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Okay, I'm curious. Real tree or fake tree?
Real tree that I cut myself from our yard.
Best Christmas movie?
Polar Express, hands down.
Like the animated movie with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, Tom Hanks plays 5
Huh.
characters in the movie. It's a must for me every Christmas.
Interesting. I don't think I would have ever expected anyone to say that. To be
Oh,
honest.
I love that movie. Absolutely love it.
Huh. I mean, I'm a fan of like Home Alone 3, and no one likes Home Alone 3. So I mean, like, how about best Christmas treat?
Best Christmas treat. My mom would always make, we have a very Irish family. My
Okay.
mom would always make this special fruit cake that we would put poachine on. Do you know what poachine is?
No.
Poachine is like
Sounds
Irish.
fun.
It's like Irish moonshine, and you
Ooh.
pour a little bit on the cake every day for almost a month, and it just sort of soaks in and kind of
Huh.
evaporates the alcohol. But I mean, you have a slice of that at Christmas, and you're rosy halfway through it. It's pretty great stuff.
Is it almost like an Irish advent calendar where instead of opening a door, you get for chocolate, you're just like every day you get like each kid gets to like pour some more on?
Well, you're not allowed to touch it if you're a kid, and you're not allowed to
Yeah, that's
eat
fair.
it until after Christmas, but right at Christmas. But I mean, I can taste it right now thinking about it.
And you know what? You might have just answered my next question. Favorite Christmas tradition? Is that it?
You know what? One of ours is my mom and I would always go watch a movie on Christmas Day in a theater,
Oh, cool.
which was really different. So I think I saw like every Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit in a theater on
Mm,
Christmas Day. It would show them here, sort of old run movies and stuff like that. But that was one of always the traditions that we had. I mean, we'd always be opening gifts on Christmas Eve rather than Christmas Day.
yeah.
Uh, and then as a kid, you get, dragged to church. And so church was always a really big part of our growing up around Christmas too. But beyond that, it's being outside. I mean, when you're lucky enough to be in the mountains in BC, there's
Hmm.
no better place. A fire outside on a Christmas day or a Boxing Day is unparalleled.
And finally, and this is going to make or break this eggnog, yay or nay?
Yes, in fact, there is an eggnog made by Evan Williams, which is one of our favorite bourbons, and a mix eggnog with bourbon in the bottle, and you buy it that way, and it is the finest. I'm probably gonna now their stocks are gonna be depleted after we tell everybody about it. It's the greatest stuff. Evan Williams, eggnog and bourbon.
Any nutmeg in it?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of nutmeg. Absolutely, you need
Nutmeg.
that, don't you?
Awesome, man. Chris Duncombe from the Washboard Union. Again, the Christmas special from Washboard Union is airing Christmas Eve, noon to 4, Christmas Day, 8 a.m. to noon. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to hearing the show, man.
Oh, brother, great to see you and happy holidays. And thanks for being a partner on the special this year. And I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas from all of us.
Awesome. Merry Christmas, bud.
Thanks, man.